Hey everybody, it's T. It's week 51, and here we are, 1 week away from the last week of the series of videos. Hope you all have been enjoying the journey. I definitely have. I've learned so much. Um, I just got back from like a week of camping and just being away from the city, and the theme of reigniting that fire inside has really been on my mind. It's great to feel this way because it tells me that I'm in a place where I'm going to begin to take action. I have been taking action, but actually starting the footwork on the next phase of my journey. Sometimes there's times when we feel deflated, when we feel unwanted, when we feel, is this all life's about? And I really had an opportunity when my son would go to bed to, sit around the fire and really think like, am I on the right track? There's a lot of questioning. But through that time, what I had the opportunity to do was acknowledge those thoughts, and really think about them. And then, solutions come. Reignition is so important in my life. I've had dreams that I let squander. I've had times in my life where I've made horrible choices. I've had times in my life when I've wanted to give up. But the universe, God, whatever, has put people, places, situations in my life to show me and to validate and to accept in myself, I'm on the right track. Nobody ever told me, life's going to be easy. Life's going to be, everything's just going to fall into place. No, it takes work. And it takes work to reignite that fire inside that we all have. And situations come up that make it difficult, but, I think it's really a great place to feel because I know there's people, in my life that are struggling right now. But if they can see it in me, if others can see it in us, that can give them hope to want to do better. Not necessarily to want to do better, but to start to believe and become hopeful that they too can overcome any struggle that they're facing and overcome. It's really great to see this. I coach baseball at West Hill, and my son a couple days ago he was pitching, and we were kind of rushed, and he was rushing, and we ended up losing the game, just because of time, and he didn't want to pitch anymore. But it's amazing how far encouragement goes. It's amazing how far cheering people on. And it's even more amazing when you can be your own cheerleader. He came back after that game and he says, I'm not pitching again. I'm not pitching again. And I let him go through that. He wasn't going to listen anyway. He was going through something. And he came back last night and, pitched the lights out, like just destroyed it. And I think it's that he took that opportunity to reignite the fire for his passion of pitching. He loves pitching, just like he loves video games, which, I got a tough time dealing with, but, that's okay. So there's so many examples going on around us to show us how we can reignite that fire within. 2 days it took Xavier to reignite that fire. He did not want to pitch. He asked to play in the field. He said, you know what, just dig deep and you can do it. And he was smiling and he was having a good time and nobody hit off him. So imagine if we put that into play in our lives, as adults, whoever's watching this. It doesn't matter if you're in your teens, in your 20s, 30s, whatever, in your 80s. If you have something you want to do and you know you're good at it, even if you don't know you're good at it, take a shot because you never know what'll happen. I've coached these kids. I coach T-ballers. T-ballers are under 7 and under. Then I coach a mosquito team. They're 11 and under. And I learned so much from these kids. If you want to do something, you gotta try. If you don't fulfill it, at least you know that you've taken a shot to try. And eventually, what'll happen is you'll find what you want to do. There's going to be stumbles, there's going to be roadblocks, there's going to be people downing you, there's going to be you downing you. Biggest inner critic, But in the end, we owe it to ourselves and I owe it to myself to know if I'm good at something and I've tried and I've applied and I'm taking action to see it through and see how it ends up. And when I get to that point, man, that fire is burning. Sometimes it gets that small and you want to give up. But then certain events happen and people will put in your life and places and situations happen. It's like, oh yeah. And you become conscious of that. It's like, oh yeah, this is that fire burning. This is what I was meant to do. The problem is sometimes we give up way too easily. Get a couple good days, the third day, fourth day, it goes bad. It's like, see, that was a waste of time. But we got to give things time to work. I know that for myself. I know that for others. And I really got a great example of it on Tuesday and then seeing it last night. So one thing that I did, even though it was really loud in my head at times, I love watching bonfires. I sat in front of a bonfire. I was uneasy at times. I was emotional at times. I was angry at times. But I asked myself those difficult questions and I sat and I waited for the answers. And they came and I came to the conclusion that, you know what? I'm on the right track. And I'm going to continue to be on that right track. Because I know this is the path that I am supposed to be on right now. I don't know what the future holds. But I know the fire is burning inside that I am on the right path. So if you have something that you want to do, commit to it. If it's trying to get a family member back, if you got to, try to find sobriety, if, you got to find that job, even though it may be difficult. You're having difficulty paying that bill, whatever it may be. Dig deep and go for it. We owe it to ourselves. We're worth it. We are great people. And we can achieve greatness if we put the action in and we put our best efforts in. Don't give up. Commit to it. Give it 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, a year. It will work. That fire will set ablaze once again. You may not see it now, but I guarantee you it will. If you follow it, you make that plan, you stick to it. And I hope that you do. So I'm going to stop there. Next week's 52. It's the last week, man. I can't believe it. It's baffling. But I hope you make that commitment to yourself. To find those passions, find the desires, put your all into them. And like I've been saying, achieve and accomplish those goals, set new ones and achieve those and accomplish them too. We deserve that fire. That's what we're here for. Even if we may make a little mark, don't ever forget the ripple effect. So I hope you all have a great week. We'll see you in week 52. And if you haven't already, I ask you to subscribe, leave a comment, send me back a video. That's what this is all about, connection, so that we can overcome. we can accomplish, we can overcome, and we can be on the path we believe we're supposed to be on. Much love to y'all. Thanks for walking this journey. See you next week for our last week in week 52. Be good.